Michael Jackson. Prince.
At the heart of the matter, though, is the music. I am a musician. I don't sample. It's not Memorex. I go on stage and my microphone is on.
What? Speaking of Sam,
We're two of the most iconic and well-known artists of all time. You know them for their crazy performances and looks. But what cars they drove? That's what we're gonna find out today on the Celebrity Cars. Despite all of the controversy and woes surrounding Michael Jackson toward the end of his life, for many people, he will always be remembered, first and foremost, as the king of pop. His music lives on today and he is still one of the best-selling musicians of all time and is regarded as one of the greatest entertainers of all time. One of the eclectic things about his life was his home near Santa Ynez, California, dubbed Neverland Ranch. He purchased the 2,700-acre property in 1988 for $17 million and installed it with several carnivals, rides, Ferris wheels, a zoo, and movie theater. Included at Neverland Ranch was Michael's car collection, which had grown over the years. Let's take a look at it. The 1990 Rolls-Royce Silver Spur was a perfect ride for a star like Michael Jackson to get around in. It offered the combination of white leather and black fabric, made with the best materials, of course. It had tinted windows and white curtains, in case that wasn't enough. Plus, it came with a full-service bar included. Under the hood was a 6.75-liter V8 engine paired with 4-speed automatic transmission. Nowadays, you can get one of these at auction for about $30,000 to $50,000, which isn't much considering the style points you'll have. But this was not the only Rolls-Royce Michael had. He also owned a 1999 Rolls-Royce Silver Seraph, which became one of the most iconic cars in Michael's collection, due to the amount of luxury and money that went into completing it. And he also had a 1967 Rolls-Royce Phantom. The vintage, classic Cadillac Fleetwood has a pretty popular history behind it. This was the car used for the filming of Driving Miss Daisy in 1989. According to Haggerty.com, these cars are worth about $35,000 in excellent condition, though the original price was just $5,875 back in the 1950s. Michael wanted this special edition car because he loved the movie, Driving Miss Daisy. Michael Jackson certainly knew how to get around in style and comfort, which makes sense considering how often he was touring and on the road. He liked to bring all the luxury and comfort he had at his house on the road with him, so he purchased this 1997 Neoplan touring bus and equipped it with all his needs. This might be one of the least likely cars belonging to Michael Jackson, but he owned one. It might be strange that someone like Michael Jackson would own a rugged car like the Jimmy High Sierra Classic, but he really liked big vehicles, and the Jimmy was a favorite, so it sort of makes sense. He loved this car so much that he even bought a 1986 GMC High Sierra 3500 fire truck. Probably just to stay in his car collection. Another 1988 vehicle Michael Jackson owned was a white Lincoln Town Car limousine. Unlike the Rolls-Royce limo, though, this one pretty much came standard with gray leather. Today, a regular 1988 Lincoln Town Car is only worth about $11,500 in perfect condition, though this limo might be worth about twice that. Or 10 times that, if it actually belonged to Michael himself. Michael Jackson's 1993 Ford Econoline van was fully customized to his specifications. This was another vehicle that was a matter of luxury and comfort, but also it allowed him to move around the city undetected, allowing him to stay anonymous while completing his busy daily schedule. Like most vehicles Michael owned, his 2001 Harley-Davidson touring bike was customized, in this case with police trim. While that sounds very illegal, Michael was a special case. He never even used it. With Michael's 1909 Detamble Model B replica, we start to delve into the weird category of his car collection. If this weren't a replica, it would be worth lots of money, but that's not the case. This car was really something that he would drive around Neverland Ranch, rather than on actual streets. It might not have even been street legal, come to think of it. For most of his daily rides, Michael Jackson chose to ride around in his 1985 Mercedes-Benz 500 SL. He had also a lot of mini cars for the kids at Neverland Ranch, including a Simpsons Dodge Viper. Topping the list of weird vehicles in Michael Jackson's collection was his Neverland Ranch electrified horse-drawn carriage. This Montana Carriage Company carriage was black and red and came with a CD player and speakers. It sold for between $6,000 to $8,000. He also had some golf carts including a Peter Pan 1. His security car was a Cadillac Escalade. He also had a Bentley Arnage Red Label Turbo, and even 2 Ferraris including a 1986 Ferrari Testarossa Spider, and a Ferrari Enzo. Whilst most celebrities enjoy rolling around in the cars that are the best of the best, Prince was the complete opposite. Instead of showing off expensive rides, Prince's priority was something wild and wacky, like his personality. Prince was diverse in his career as much as he was with his vehicle collection. The American songwriter, musician, actor, dancer, and record producer loved a double-digit figure of vehicles in his time. His most popular ride was a purple Honda CM4 UA, which he was regularly seen riding around his hometown of Minneapolis. Moving into cars, he had a 1969 Ford Thunderbird that was first seen in his album Love Sexy. The Buick Wildcat was one of Prince's most loved cars. He loved it so much that he bought his own Model along to shoot his song Under the Cherry Moon. With the singer being from Minneapolis, this might explain his decision to purchase a Jeep Grand Cherokee. This is an SUV built for cold conditions, like those freezing temperatures his hometown gets too. His collection did not stop at everyday rides. Like Michael Jackson, in Prince's collection was his tour bus, the Prevost bus that he and his team rode around America for the Purple Rain Tour. Throughout many Prince music videos, fans would have witnessed his love for BMWs. This is why the 1991 BMW 850i does not come as a surprise part of his collection. But that's not the only BMW he had. He also owned a BMW Z3, and a 1984 BMW 633 CS. Prince loved his little red Corvette so much that he even wrote a song about it. It was such a popular song, it was Prince's first ever to break into the US top 10 in 1983. The Lincoln Town Car was a model loved by many celebrities. If you owned one, it was cool. If you were chauffeured around in one, you would get car and music fans going crazy. Cadillac is a brand that aligns to mature car collectors. Some of the cars bring a vintage and edgy feel, which was exactly how Prince portrayed himself. That's exactly why he had also a Cadillac limousine. Luxury cars were a huge part of Prince's collection in the later years of his career. The more his fame and bank account grew, the more luxurious his cars got. The Lincoln Market is a mid-size 3-row luxury SUV. Prince purchased this car in 2011, meaning it may have been one of his last car purchases before his death. Among Prince's more luxury cars was his Bentley Continental GT. Prince purchased his Bentley in 2006 and is the only Bentley he ever owned. The Buick Electra 225 was Prince's most valued and rarest car in his entire collection. The Buick is so rare and unique, it took almost 40 years to make. The Plymouth Prowler was considered Prince's strangest purchase. Plymouth was a brand that attempted to make affordable sports cars. In that range were also the Roadrunner and Barracuda. That was for Michael Jackson vs. Prince car collections. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell us in the comments who had the best cars. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more content.